I'm Mike.
I'm Charlie.
And we're with Jeeps on the Run, and today we're talking about our mini Jeep. Made by multiple different manufacturers. Ours came from Ice Bear, got them in out of California. We ordered how many of them? Charlie, 10 of them I think it was. We became a dealer for them. I want to say it was 2017. Charlie was still in, well, you're in elementary school, but you were half days I think, and he was working at our shop, and it took about an hour and a half to uncrate each one of these. What do we have to do? We have to put tires, wheels. We remember we had steering wheel, windshield. We had to wire the lights up. So we had some pre-prep assembly on these, but we're going to go through on how we got it, what we do with it, and a little more detail. I know there's a guy, I don't know if you've seen it, there's a guy that's actually driving one of these things 1,000 miles, and he is going to Moab. After this video, you'll watch how these things actually are put together, and while they are decent, can you imagine driving this thing 1,000 miles? It'd be like driving us to Florida.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
No. So we'll talk in some details, we'll show you a little bit about it, and if you got any questions, like and subscribe. We're obviously a huge Jeep family, and this is just a fun toy. So here's the interior controls. You've got your choke. You've got a gauge, an indicator telling you what gear you're in. We'll talk about the transmission in a second. You've got a speedometer that says miles per hour. It goes up to 80. I have no idea why. This thing does top out at about 30 something, but and it doesn't work, so it's all irrelevant. Anyway, you've got your electronic ignition. Charlie's 3D printed a Jeep keychain, and you've got a horn. You've actually got turn signals left and right, and you've got a headlight because the other one doesn't work. It does actually have working brake lights and tail lights as well. It does have seat belts. It's got an adjustable seat that can move forward and back, and you can actually adjust the steering column to come out or in. This, we've actually fabricated a longer shifter because the shifter is supposed to be down here, and if you're an adult, it makes it tough to reach it. If you live in a community that actually has the ability to use side-by-sides or golf carts, this kind of meets the requirements because of the lighting and the seat belts and everything in the horn. So that's kind of a cool little thing if you're able to actually drive them around. Some campgrounds we've taken them to, you see them around there too. So we'll talk about what powers it and some of the other cool details about the mini Jeep. So Charlie's going to open the hood here. Underneath the hood is a 125cc, basically think dirt bike motor, 3-speed, a clutchless motor. So you've got 3 gears and a reverse. You've got about a 1-gallon fuel tank here. It looks like almost like a power washer, pressure washer, fuel tank. It does have full working suspension. It is made on an actual tube channel frame. Again, it does have electric start. It is carbureted. It does have disc brakes up front. So you got 2 front disc brakes, and it's got a live axle in the back, which has a disc brake as well. So you have 3 disc brakes. Overall, the thing actually is pretty tough. Again, would I drive it to the Moab? No. Hats off to you who is driving out to Moab and off-roading this thing. I have no idea how you're pulling it off. God bless you. This thing, once it gets a little low on fuel, it doesn't like it. We've had this for how many years? A couple years now, Charlie? 3-4 years?
Yeah, probably around there.
We haven't had to do much to it. We've had to replace a hub up front. One of the hubs went bad. And when you buy these things, basically nothing's Loctited. So all the steering components, all the suspension components. Remember, I think Charlie was driving around the yard, and all of a sudden, the one tire was going this way and one was going this way, right?
The mirror fell off.
The mirror fell off. So if you get one of these, take the whole thing apart, Loctite it, put it all back together. Because I promise you, the stuff will fall off. At higher speeds, your back itches because it vibrates really bad. We'll go for a road test.
The back body's cracked.
And we're going to talk about the back body as well. So overall, they're pretty tough. Don't get me wrong. Not Moab tough. This would not earn the trail rated badge by any stretch. So Jeep, if you're watching, for one, I don't know how they get away with this thing because it's a straight rip-off of Jeep, right? I don't know how they haven't gotten sued. But it is super cool. So don't tell anybody, but we put Turf Saver tires on it. Yes, I know, it's a mall crawler. What was happening is the kids were running around the yard, and I had a dirt bike track around the yard, so we put Turf Savers on it. This thing's not going to see off-road, so it saved the yard. Does it look as cool as the tires it came with? No, but my yard looked a little better. So we've got a fuel tank back here. This thing's actually pretty cool. I've never used it, but it is It is an actual usable tank. It's got a rubber O-ring on it. God knows you would need it. Again, if you were traveling to the Moab 1,000 miles, you're gonna need a whole lot more than this thing. And then a spare tire mounts here. But the infinite design wisdom here is it mounts directly to this plastic body. So as you're bouncing around on the road, you've got the weight of a spare tire dangling around here. So you can see our body's cracked. I don't know why they didn't come to this railing here, because this railing is actually bolted directly to the frame. So in the future, I want to build something that mounts directly to here to hold the spare tire. For now, if we get a flat, we will just walk our lazy butts back to the garage and get the spare, right?
Yep.
We'll send for help. So that's what that's a couple little downfalls to it. It does have seat belts. We really don't use them. Not so sure I want to be buckled into this thing. I think you're better off just bailing. All right, so Charlie's gonna fire it up, and he's gonna take it for a little hot lap, warm it up, and we're gonna go for a ride.
Well, that didn't work.
This is unedited video. This is real life. Little choke, give a little throttle. There you go. I'll meet you at the driveway. Take it a ride?
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to take this baby for a ride. Charlie, it's 3 speeds. Let's start out first, buddy. Show us how it's done. Clutchless transmission, you got your pedals. How are the brakes on this thing?
They suck.
He's not wrong. All right, let's roll. It's freaking fun. Maybe I do need those seat belts. Take us on the road, bud. Now, what is Dad's normal rule when we're driving this thing? What do we usually wear?
Helmets.
Helmets. So we're doing a one-off for the video. We're not going to go full speed, and we're going to take our time a little bit. So I'll just show them what a little road ride is. But yes, normally we have our helmets on and some protective gear, because it is still not a toy, right?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Drives like a Jeep. He would know, I guess, but we've never had death wobble, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. He has experienced death wobble in our 2018 JL, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How was that experience?
I don't remember. That was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Does not make tight turns at all.
Does not make tight turns, but show him it does have reverse. The turning radius is absolutely brutal. Alright, so it does have a little bit of power too, right? So Charlie's got it in first gear, and we're going to climb this, go down and climb this hill. Now keep in mind. So, Charlie, you've also used this to make some money, right? What did you do in the fall with this thing?
I put the lawn sweeper in the back and I picked up all the leaves in people's yards.
So we connected a little yard sweeper and put a little post on Facebook and made what, 25 bucks a yard?
I got like $100.
He's got his leaf blower and the sweeper. And he's off to work. About $100 later, he swept up some leaves. So we do use this to actually fertilize our yard and sweep the yard. So it is kind of utilitarian, I suppose, but it is super cool. So there it is. That's our adventure in this, I don't even know, 2017 mini Jeep. We appreciate it. We're obviously a Jeep family. Check out our channel for other awesome content. What do you say, Charlie?
Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.
Thanks. We'll see you guys.